Hey guys, last time we left off in 2 Timothy 2:13, talking about just being strong in the grace, and this section we're going to go verse 14 through 21. It's talking about an approved worker. So, remind them of these things and charge them before God, not to fight about words. This is useless and leads to the ruin of those who listen. Be diligent to present yourself to God as one approved, a worker who doesn't need to be ashamed, correctly teaching the word of truth. Avoid irreverent and empty speech, since those who engage in it will produce even more godlessness, and their teaching will spread like gangrene. Hymenaeus and Philetus are among them. They have departed from the truth, saying that the resurrection has already taken place, and are ruining the faith of some. Nevertheless, God's solid foundation stands firm, bearing this inscription: The Lord knows those who are his. And let everyone who calls on the name of the Lord turn away from wickedness. Now in a large house there are not only gold and silver vessels, but also those of wood and clay, some for honorable use and some for dishonorable. So if anyone purifies himself from anything dishonorable, he will be a special instrument, set apart, useful to the master, prepared for every good work. Alright, so let's dig into this. So, it says right off the bat, remind them of these things and charge them before God, not to fight about words. This is useless and leads to the ruin of those who listen. What does that mean? So don't fight about words. It's useless. It leads to ruin. It's not good for the Christian view. It's not good for your relationship with God to be fighting about words, to be having these useless arguments. It says, be diligent to present yourself to God as one approved. Approved of what? So how do we become approved? A worker who doesn't need to be ashamed, correctly teaching the word of truth. So we talked about in verses 8 through 12, not being ashamed. So that kind of refers back to that. Don't be ashamed of the Christ. Don't be ashamed of the gospel. Don't be ashamed to be a Christian. But be diligent to present yourself to God as one approved. So I feel like right here, being approved is talking about the best you can be before God. So in everything you do, you want to be the best, right? I mean, I'm a competitor. I was a college athlete. I want to be the best. I want to be approved. So in this sense, you want to be the best follower of Christ you can be. You want to be approved. And you want to correctly teach the word of truth. Because if you're not correctly teaching the word of truth, you're not doing the work of the Lord. You're doing the work of the other guy. So just in that sense, be approved, be a worker for Christ, teach the word correctly, be diligent in that, practice that daily. It says, avoid irreverent and empty speech, since those who engage in it will produce even more godlessness, and their teaching will spread like gangrene. That's gossip. Gossip is huge these days, between guys, girls, men, women, adults, children. Gossip just spreads like gangrene. It spreads like a wildfire. It spreads worse than the coronavirus. So just cut that out. No gossip. They have departed from the truth, saying that the resurrection has already taken place and are ruining the faith of some. So I really want to focus this part, verse 19. Nevertheless, God's solid foundation stands firm, bearing this inscription: The Lord knows those who are his. The Lord knows. I don't know. My mom don't know. My dad don't know. My friends don't know. But the Lord knows whose are his. The Lord knows his children. If anybody does, it's him. He's the only one that knows the true salvation. He's the only one that knows who has faithfully made a commitment to him. It's only him, between him and that person. I can't tell you, oh, that person's saved. I don't know that. The Lord knows. The Lord knows those that are his. And let everyone who calls on the name of the Lord turn away from wickedness. Now in a large house there are not only gold and silver vessels, but also those of wood and clay, some for honorable use and some for dishonorable. He will be a special instrument, set apart. Oh, sorry, I missed the verse. So if anyone purifies himself from anything dishonorable, he will be a special instrument, set apart, useful for the master, prepared for every good work. So, if we I'm trying to get this right here. So it says, so if anyone purifies himself from anything dishonorable, it's basically saying he's going to be a special instrument. He's going to be used for teaching, useful to his master. Some things are honorable for the Lord, some things are dishonorable in the eyes of the Lord. Each one can be used for the same purpose. So you do something dishonorable, it can be used. It's a good example. A mistake was made. Mistakes were made for learning. But it doesn't mean it's okay. But doing honorable stuff, that's a great example. You're a special tool for the master. You're prepared for every good work. You're an approved worker for the Lord. So I just wanted to just throw this in here. Being an approved worker, you have to be diligent. You have to be faithful. You have to be a teacher of the truth. You have to be honorable in the eyes of the Lord, because the Lord knows those who are His. Thank you, guys. Next time we're going to focus on verses 22 through 26. It's going to be great. I'll see you guys. Bye.